Next, I want to talk to you guys about trumpet maintenance. So the more you play the trumpet, the dirtier the thing's going to get. Now I have another link for a cleaning video where I do a pretty thorough cleaning of the trumpet. But for now, I just want you to understand some of the maintenance behind operating a trumpet. One of the most important things you're going to want to have along with your trumpet is valve oil. This is regular Yamaha synthetic valve oil. I like the synthetic valve oil. I used Alcast for a lot of years. Then I got a box Strad that the valve started sticking. I switched to Yamaha synthetic. I didn't have any trouble with it after that. So when your valves start sticking or they don't go up and down smooth and clean, you want to put a little bit of oil on it. So to do that, all three of these unscrew, and I'll show you how I do it. I unscrew them all. I turn the trumpet slightly tilted, and then when I pull them out about this far. And you're gonna see that there's gold on the top, that's brass, and then there's the gray part on the bottom. The gray part of the valve is the part that rubs against the inside of the valve casing. That's the part that we want to put the oil on. So I recommend that you leave the valves in the valve casing, pull them straight out, and put a drop of oil on each of them. Now you might need more than a drop of oil depending on how dry the valves are, but pull them straight out about this far so you can get a drop on the gray part, and then it goes straight back in. Now when it goes straight back in, there's going to be a small catch, so jiggle your valve slightly back and forth. When you put a valve back in a valve casing, there's going to be a number. See if you can see. There's a number on the valve. This one has a 3. The number is going to point towards the end where the mouthpiece goes. The number points this way. The number is going to go on that side. If you go straight out and straight back down, you don't have to worry about that so much. But if you accidentally mix up your valves, this one's number 1. 1 is closest to the receiver, 2, 3, and that's what the number is right there. And the number points towards the mouthpiece. And then you screw them back in. Now a lot of times a beginner will mix up the 1, the 2, and the 3, and when you try to play on the trumpet, nothing happens. You'll see what that is like. Or they'll put the right valve in the right casing, but they'll put it in a little bit sideways or crooked, and same thing, they'll try to play the trumpet and nothing will happen. You didn't break anything, you just need to twist the valve and turn. You just need to turn the valve until the number is lined up with the front of the horn. The other thing is your slides need to move freely, especially your third slide and your first slide. These need to move almost as quick as your valves. And so for that, we have grease. Now your grease might come in a little container like this. You might have a little chapstick looking thing of grease, or even a thicker liquid grease. And when your slides aren't moving smoothly, it's good to put a little bit of grease. And so, just like chapstick, your grease is going to look like this. You put a little bit on your finger, and then you grease. I'll show you what part. You grease this part. So I'll put a little bit of grease here on the end, all around the outside. And what I do is I'll move that in and out of the tube so that the grease goes all through the entire thing. Now, if you just got a trumpet and the slides are sticking, you may need to grease your slides. If they move fine and you can tell that there's a layer of grease on them already, you probably don't have to apply any grease for maybe a month even. The grease should stay on there for a while. Oil, on the other hand, you might have to oil. A drop of oil every day would be fine. I've gone a week between oiling my valves because playing it every day, they just stayed pretty well lubricated and I didn't have any trouble with it. But I know some people who will put a drop of oil once a day or every other day on their valves to keep them working well. All right, thanks so much for watching. You guys have fun practicing.